Roll is 7 a.m. and it's now time for the Morning Watch with the Reverend Dr. Dylan Toussaint.
Listeners to Love 101 FM are advised that the views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of Love 101 FM.
Hello and welcome to the Morning Watch on Love 101 FM. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. A special welcome to our listeners on love101.org, and if you're overseas and on the move, U.S. listeners can access us at 712-832-8001. And if you're in the UK, 0330-332-6541. Or join us via the Love 101 FM app that can be downloaded from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. You can also join us on Love 101 FM Facebook and YouTube Live. In the first watch today, Lost Case, the meaning and implications of Trump, now a mere citizen. And in the second watch, the best of Jamaican Christian entities, a focus on the Errol Rattray Evangelistic Association. For our social media question, we ask, should Mr. Trump just give up the presidential race or not? We're asking you to also tell us why. And in so doing, we're asking you to share your responses on our Love 101 FM Facebook page and YouTube channel. And also on WhatsApp, 876-997-3125, using the hashtag The Morning Watch. We'll share your responses later on in the program, but before all of that, here's our quote.
All right, today's I quote says, "Women are meant to be loved, not to be understood." And this one is from Oscar Wilde.
Good morning
I
to you,
leave that one alone.
Me too, out of an abundance of caution. Yeah, we move straight into the first watch after this break.
Valentine's Day may be behind us, but love is still in the air. You don't want to miss the next episode of the Mailbox as we explore the topic men, love, and family. Love is one of the most profound emotions known to human beings. How do men demonstrate this emotion? How do they care for others and communicate, which are important for fostering healthy relationships in the family? You are invited to join us as we speak with Mr. Dwayne Taylor, Minister and SCFSU Board Member, on Wednesday, February 21st at 5:30 p.m. on the family station, Love 101 FM. This is the Mailbox Monday. Man.
What is the Tower of Babel? What lessons do we need to learn from the Bible story? And what was its purpose? Tuesday, February 20 on The Rock. Join guests Pastor Dane Wilson and Pastor Luke Smith as they discuss the topic, the Tower of Babel. That's The Rock, Tuesday, February 20 at 10 a.m. here on the family station, Love 101.
Get ready for another inspiring show. This Testimony Tuesday inside Alive, 1 to 5, February 20, packed with inspirational stories and island-flavored music. 1:45, we bring you the brain-testing mentor-size Listeners Pick Edition. Stick around for Prayer Blast at 2 o'clock as we ring in the prayer bells of heaven. 2:15 inside the evidence, we continue to hear the powerful and transformational testimony of Sheena Lynn Hansen, a former lesbian who was addicted to sex, masturbation, pornography, and alcohol. But now, she is transformed by the grace of God, and she is now an ordained minister. You can't afford to miss part 2. Then at 3 p.m., we go behind the pulpit with the anointed woman of God, Pastor Jody and Morgan. All the time will come alive, 1 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. February 20 with me, Sarah and the Chubby One on the family station, Love 101. Celebrating 31 years of music, family, and love.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. Now, former President Donald Trump has been fined over $354 million, plus approximately $100 million in interest in a civil lawsuit that could alter his personal fortune and real estate empire. And so we see that phrases such as credibility, severely compromised, has been leveled at him. And he's been accused of having a complete lack of contrition and remorse. So, what are the issues and the implications associated with his losing that particular case and being fined with that amount of money? Well, to answer these and other questions, we have online Pastor Silban Carr. He's pastor of the Abundant Life Christian Church. Good morning to you, Pastor Carr.
Good morning, Rev.
How are you this morning, my brother?
I'm blessed and well rested.
Okay. Yes. He took an Ash Wednesday rest. Yes. Well, this morning we're talking about the Trump case that he lost. What is your understanding of why Donald Trump lost that case, Pastor?
Well, good morning to the listeners.
Mhm.
I believe that the former president living in an alternate reality. His world is kind of different from ours, because I believe that he refused to accept that which is fact, evident, going before a jury, and was convicted in the first one, the 83 million one. And then he went out and started to abuse the woman again, that he doesn't know her as a hit job and is a con job and is all kind of things. And then he was hit again with the first one was 5 million, and the second one was 83 million, and it was basically doubting the efficacy of the court and the value of the court and the whole legal system was trying to dismantle, implying that it was something against him, and not recognizing that these were factual things that he did and there's evidence to support it. So I believe that he lost because of his complete disregard for the rule of law, facts, evidence, and the court system. Clear.
What are your thoughts, Pastor Carr, on the amount he was fined? Was it surprising or unsurprising? Was it fair or unfair?
Well, it is difficult for me to determine that because the court should, I think they have a formula which our system would have come by. I really can't comment on the fairness or unfairness, but I just know that based on where we are over here and the news that we have been fed with, he appears to have been guilty twice.
Guilty twice?
Yes. He
But
was
why-
guilty the first one, the 5 million, and then the second one, 83 million.
You don't think the 354 million is above?
Wow. Then again, I don't know about the civil system in the U. You see, apparently when you defraud the government,
Eh.
the hammer is very heavy, because it is alleged that he had overvalued his property to get favorable loans, and then undervalued when it has to do with submitting his tax return. So he has been winning both ways, paying less taxes and getting favorable terms. So they calculate the profit that he made because of these, and then they do the calculation. So I really can't say whether it is fair or not. But I have to trust the experts, the finance people, the accounting people to do their calculation. And
Yes.
Letitia James seemed to be a fearless woman. She's
That's
very
the
strong.
prosecutor.
Yes.
Yes.
Letitia, she seemed to be a strong woman.
Yes.
I believe to be fair, the state seemed to have its case together. I believe so. I believe that the case was really airtight. And it's years, It's not just 1 or 2 years. I say decades him doing this, Right?
True.
And I don't believe that it is any any political hit job or anything like that. I think he's
That's
just trying to put
that's
the
where I'm
water.
going, because he has characterized these cases, including this one, especially
Yeah,
this one, as
yeah.
election interference. Your thoughts?
Yeah, but you must remember in a rev that this is a man that, based on the reports now, he egged on and instigated the January 6th insurrection. I mean, if you want to categorize that, or a riot or whatever, the disturbance. And then he want to pull out himself, say he's not guilty. He want to claim immunity from everything that was done. So
Mm,
this is a man who I believe he lacks credibility. Look at this argument, Rev. If he is claiming immunity now as a past president, therefore Biden in the presidency now can do any crime and therefore claim immunity as well. How ridiculous that country America could become.
mm,
Because by the same token of him claiming immunity as a past president, Biden can claim immunity as a president now and order the execution of 100,000 people. Not true.
mm-hmm,
Right? It would make no sense. Would be the rule of law? Where be the justice? Where be the fairness? It would be like a dictatorial society, a dictatorship, autocracy. It's not. It's a democracy. And I think the former president is benefiting from democracy. And at the same time, he's criticizing democracy. Had he been in a country like Turkey or North Korea or Russia, he would be in jail a long time. This is irony, you know. The same country that he admire, he couldn't go in those countries and behave like he's behaving in America, you know, that he
interesting.
seems to despise sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a strange character, very strange.
uh, he's different. Of course, as I said earlier, he regards it as election interference. How do you think the ruling will inevitably affect his chances of returning to the White House
Well,
president?
a very interesting question. The American society is more divided now than 10, 15 years ago. And
Mhm.
there's a segment of the Republicans. Based on the last election, he got 70 million votes, I believe. And I believe he has a strong 40%, maybe 30 million, who is Jamaican, that's a diehard.
Yeah.
If he commits murder, I don't care what him do, rape, murder, extortion, robbery, whatever, they'll still vote for him. So sometimes I wonder if there's a spell cast over a segment of the Republicans. Because it doesn't matter what he does. He
Mm.
seems to be. I remember there was the presidential debate, and out of 9 persons they asked, if the former president is convicted, would you still support him to run? And 7 out of the 9 raised them hands.
Hmm.
These are persons who were vying to become the president of the America one day. And they are basically saying, if the rule of law said that this man is guilty of a crime, you going to still put this man in the White House?
Hmm.
That don't make no sense. It's more politics than really what is just and fair and democratic rule.
Tell you
I
what,
believe.
Pastor, hold
Yes.
that serious thought you're about to express. We are going to be right back.
In life, the more you have, the more you have to lose.
The more you love, the more you worry. The more you own, the less you sleep.
The more people rely on you, the more you have on your mind.
I have peace of mind.
Knowing that whatever I own
And whoever I care about are covered by the very best.
with Sagicor Life and Advantage General, get life, health, and general insurance to help you protect what matters most.
Well, if you want buy appliances for your home with the quality high and the price low, get it on a Bashco. Get it on a Bashco. Bashco. For everything what you need. Bashco. Quality service guaranteed on a Bashco. Get it on a Bashco. Get you more. Yeah, Bashco. Furniture for your house, and everything for your kitchen, rocks, hubs, and more at Bashco. The store that gives you more. Bashco.
Every Thursday morning, Love 101 shares with you power-packed messages, words of encouragement, and testimonies of God's miraculous power. You get all of that in the Don't Give Up broadcast, brought to you by Celebration Church at the Portmore Skating Rink in the Portmore Mall with Pastor Prophet Michael Carter. Be sure to stay tuned to Love 101 for the Don't Give Up broadcast. Get the word you need to start your day right. The Don't Give Up broadcast, Thursdays at 5:15 a.m. on the family station, Love 101.
As a fitness guy, I was surprised by my chronic illness diagnosis. I thought working out harder would fix it, but it wasn't enough. Now, my prescription meds are a part of my routine.
When I got my diagnosis, I really felt down and stopped spending time with the people I love. Then I decided not to let any disease get the best of me. And I'm committed to taking my meds as prescribed. On time, every time.
No hesitation. Take your medication. A message from the NHF. NHF is here for health. NHF is here for you.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. And in this, the first watch, we're looking on the Donald Trump issue, especially in regards to the recent case that he lost in the court, a civil matter. And we were saying earlier that he has been fined over $354 million plus approximately $100 million in interest coming out of that case. And as we have been discussing it, we have online the one and only Pastor Silban Carr, pastor of the Abundant Life Christian Church. Now, before the break, Pastor, I'd asked you, how do you think the ruling will inevitably affect his chances of returning to the White House as president? Please continue, sir.
Okay, thank you. Well, I was saying that the country is very divided on political lines, and almost every question that is asked in polls is answered on political lines.
Yeah.
All right. Now, if Trump is going to depend on his base alone to return to the White House, that cannot happen. Every president has gotten votes from the independent and from the other side. So based on my analysis, very few Democrats will vote for Trump. Maybe even get a sprinkling. Most Republicans will vote for him, maybe 70-80%.
Most, you said?
Yes, I think most. At least half. Based on polling. And I don't think much independents will vote for him. So looking at it objectively from here, I don't see him having a good chance. Some people believe that he may win. Everything is possible. But I don't believe that somebody who is so apparently anti-democratic, apparently whines about everything, he doesn't take responsibility for nothing he has done. This is a man who is in the court, 4 different court systems has charged him with 91 indictments. How can this man be innocent? Come on. If the system is so corrupt, then why isn't there a wider outcry that this is a setup? I don't buy the argument. And the sad thing about it, Rev, is that he has a substantial Christian support in America.
Yes.
Where did that come from now? Where did that come from? I mean, it is alleged that he has told more lies than all the other presidents combined. It is alleged.
Yes.
So, no, my personal analysis is that Satan is the father of lies. And anybody who lies so much must have some distance or close relationship with the evil one. That is my personal view. So I have a problem. I have a problem with that.
Yeah, as you said earlier, though, Pastor, the church, and I guess it's a traditional churches more so.
Evangelicals.
Oh, evangelicals. Okay, that's are supporting Trump allegedly. He was once president with all of these allegations against him. Not the more recent ones, but even before that, there was stuff there that were questionable.
There was the hush money payment.
Yes. Why do you think that
Rep, these are child's play compared to what is present before the public now.
Mm.
These are child's play. But remember, you have the Georgia charge about trying to overturn the election. You have
Right.
the January 6th issue there. There is the document issue. And there is the hush money payment. These are 4 cases that are waiting on him.
Mm.
So it's not a matter of the Hollywood tapes and what he would do with women genitalia and all of that. Yeah, there are the rape case that has just been finished twice, guilty of that, and you have 4 other cases that wait on him.
Mm.
So I cannot rationalize how Christians calling this man he's like Cyrus, who allowed the Jews to go back and rebuild the wall. You remember in the scriptures,
Yes.
Trump is being compared to Cyrus, and worse, there's an other out that say God made Donald Trump to come and save the world. That is
Okay.
blasphemous. I mean, can you compare a mere man with Jesus Christ? Eh? And is the church endorsing this kind of behavior?
But they're regarding all of these things as persecution. They're saying he's being persecuted.
For what?
The Democrats did not want him back in power.
For the crime that he has committed. Let's face facts, Rev. Both sides are not angels. There's wrong over the other side too, Democrats and Republicans. Let's not sanitize one side and say that they are pure, Let's call the spade the spade. But all have sinned, right? And come short.
Yes.
So let us look at the thing objectively now. We have to look at what Biden did post COVID to bring back the country into a stable economic thing. Unemployment is lowest, growth is good, job growth is good. I'm not campaigning to find anybody, But look at the thing objectively. Which person is trying to destroy the democracy in America? Which one?
Yeah, but I guess the church that is supporting Trump are concerned about the liberal agenda of the Democrats in terms of abortion and sexuality and all of those things.
Yeah, I'm concerned. But must remember, consider the man who said recently that if Russia attack an ally and the ally don't pay up them dues for in NATO, would I make Trump make Putin attack them? This is a man who tried to dismantle NATO, This is a man who admired the strong men in the world, He has never admired any democratic leader. Never. He lives in a democracy and he admires the strong regimes around the world. The North Korea, the Turkey, the Russia. These are the people he admires.
But again, Pastor, the arm of the church that is supporting him are concerned about the liberal agenda on the other side of the political divide.
And so
the lesser of the two evils.
So you're going to put in a man to dismantle the democratic system. Remember when Trump went in 2016, the first thing he started attacking, him attacked FBI, then him attacked the CIA, then him attacked the press, then him attacked anybody who oppose him. He attacked, the man is like that. Very vindictive. You want to put a man like that in the White House again? Say he want to be a dictator for one day? These are his words,
Mm.
So as it says, the letter of two evil. But if I was an American, I'd be very uncomfortable with another Trump reign. Because it sounds like him plan to lock up all of him opponents.
But comfortable with the abortion agenda, comfortable with transgenderism, comfortable with homosexuality.
I'm not comfortable with none of them, the truth, because I evil still. It's a troubling society to live in.
Yes, that's reality.
Very troubling.
Yes, America is facing quite a dilemma.
I think America is in its zenith now. Maybe it's almost planned to implode, because in a society that the morality starts to decline, so the society is soon crash.
Yeah.
Rome, all of them in the past, Greece, Rome.
Let me ask something, Pastor. What will it say about the U.S., do you think, if Donald Trump were to go on and win the next presidential election?
It would say that America is a democratic society and there's enough person there believe that he's better than the alternative. And it would also speak to there's a silent majority for him. And
Silent
it would be that for him, and I believe that it would speak to uh, a pursuit of a more moral society, because the transgender and the kind of free kind of living is very disturbing.
You said it will
Very
speak
disturbing.
of the pursuit of a more moral society. Am I hearing you right? If he were to
Yeah,
win?
if he were to win, there would be more a greater pushback against the transgender and the kind of
Oh.
immorality in that regard.
Mm.
So the church will be a lot more comfortable in that regard.
Yes.
I myself would be more comfortable because these things can spread, where you have a superpower, it spread to the smaller countries easily.
Not following you now, Pastor. You'll be more comfortable if Trump wins?
I'll be more comfortable in terms of the morality, the whole aspect of the trans, because he seemed to be against that.
You'll be more comfortable?
I would be more comfortable with the fact that would have to get some pushback.
Oh. So you are have Trump winning then?
No.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not following your past.
All right. I'm saying that if he wins, there'll be a greater pushback against the moral concern that we have, the immorality in the society.
But the whole thing is immorality.
Yeah, that is true.
All we're talking about on both sides, eh?
That is true. That is true.
Yes, yes. Morality is not just
Look here. Let me tell you how I would like to conclude. The Bible says all power that be are ordained by God. So whoever God wants to become the president, I believe he'll allow it, either for permissive will or his perfect will. I can't stay and determine who should be, because God knows all things. And I believe that he has a certain amount of control over the affairs of men. So in the final analysis, and that is why as a Christian, we cannot get too caught up into the politics. Because I say politics is a game, it's a power game. And oftentimes people tend to lose their focus into politics. Me keeping my focus on Jesus, man of God.
Yes.
So me keep a focus. And you pray that his will be done. Whoever wins, I'm happy. Because remember, the kingdom that we are a part of is not the kingdom here, I'm not being heavenly minded with no earthly good. I'm being practical. That although we will discuss issues like these and concern about things that should take place here, our ultimate responsibility is to preach the gospel and to try to influence lives in a positive way, so that God will be glorified, his name will be glorified, and people get saved.
Yes.
Other than that, it can be a distraction.
So if I'm hearing you clearly, Pastor, you are saying that when push comes to shove, you said a while ago, whoever wins, you are happy.
Yeah,
right?
because I would believe, outside of fraud or anything that is untoward, that God would want whoever wins win. When Trump won in 2016, I said it's God's will, whether permissive or divine. I don't know if it's divine. Whoever won in 20, I believe it was God's will. When Biden won, when Obama won, I think it was God's will. So whoever, I'm going straight off Bible now. All the power that be are ordained by God. So God allows certain persons to rise up to rule different countries or to manage different countries based on his will, based on scriptures.
And whether it is perfect or permissible.
Permissive, right. Look at it this way. In Jamaica, you have orange and green. A Christian orange one and a Christian green. Two of them pray to God and one at the other side wins. You're saying God don't answer the prayer of them? You see, when it comes to politics, Rev, we have to be careful that we don't put too much of our religion or our faith into politics. Because ultimately, it's God's will. Whoever winning, or God want that person to win for a reason. And sometimes we can't fathom the reason.
Okay.
And that is where I rest my case.
I rest your case, and I think that's a fitting note on which to end this discussion. Thank you so much, Pastor Carl. Interesting talk.
God bless. God bless.
Yeah, man. Have a good day. Listeners, we'll be right back with the Morning Watch.
Anything possible with a little savings in your hand.
The time by Jan Bank is
7:30.
The following is brought to you by the People's National Party.
Let the trumpets blow. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them graves. We can tell me how we can do it together.
The proceeding was brought to you by the People's National Party. We all trust the traditional home remedies of our parents, especially when they've been passed down through generations. Benjamin's Honey Time captures the same trusted home remedy tradition in a bottle. Get relief from irritating cold symptoms, cough, and sore throat with the warm, comforting taste of honey, rum, and lime. Benjamin's Honey Time, the formula that works with the soothing taste of tradition. Benjamin's, a trusted name for over a century.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the Renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart. We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future.
Sometimes all we need is a listening ear. The listening ear, the counseling, the logical reasoning, and spiritual guidance are what appeal to us. That's why I'm here. I'm Dr. Joan Pinkney, the counselor, your counselor on Love 101 FM, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 10 to 11 p.m. You know you can call on me. I will listen and more. So let's talk about what's bothering you. Anything. Tune in, listen, call in, text or voice message. I'm Dr. Joan Pinkney, counseling psychologist, ready with a listening ear, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 10 to 11 p.m. Right here on the family station, Love 101 FM.
From generation to generation, Jamaicans have depended on J&B Bank to make the pride and joy of providing a safe place for their families possible. Now, with no processing fees and no down payment mortgage options, you can open the door to your own sweet home, a legacy to hand to your next generation. Visit jnbank.com to get pre-approved today. J&B Bank will help you find a way.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. Let's now look at the newspapers to see what Jamaicans and others are saying and doing. In the Gleaner, widow of slain Haitian president, as well as the ex-prime minister and a former police chief, are indicted in assassination case. Also, we see in the Gleaner, Israel says Brazil president unwelcome until he apologizes for comparing Gaza war to the Holocaust. In the Observer, God, former JTA President Paul Adams says he prayed during abduction ordeal. And also, in the Observer, modernize our merger laws. The FTC angles for more power to deal with mergers and acquisitions. In Loop News, in terms of the weather in Jamaica, another cold front moves across the island. And we also see in Loop News that 3 men were arrested after a reported shootout and high-speed chase with cops. Those are some of the major stories in our newspapers. Well, coming up next, we'll read some of the feedback from our social media question. Should Mr. Trump, that's Donald Trump, just give up the presidential race or not?
and give us your reason for saying so. We're asking you to leave a comment on our Facebook page and YouTube channel, Love 101 FM Jamaica, or WhatsApp 876-997-3125. We'll be right back.
The season of Lent runs from Ash Wednesday through to the Easter weekend, and Christians all over the world will make various sacrifices and join extra prayers and special fasts in observance of the most sacred time on the Christian calendar. Love 101 once again joins the Escarpment Road New Testament Church of God for renewal of the mind. After all, this is the aim, that our minds will be changed and revelation for a new mindset will be achieved. Join us every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 11:05 a.m., on Tuesday at 9:45 a.m., and Saturdays at 12 p.m. for renewal of the mind. A short reminder and devotional that will help to keep your mind focused on the Lenten season. Let us aim to be transformed and discern what the will of God is. Renewal of the mind, right here on the family station, Love
101. It's Reggae Month, and the Jamaica Reggae Industry Association, JARIA, presents Reggae Praise, endorsed by the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, and Sport, Wednesday, February 28 at 6 p.m. And what a glory that will be. Come hear the sounds of Levy's Heritage, Sister Pat, Humble, John Mark Wigan, Orlando Small, Odia Spencer Brown, Nadine Blair, and Perpetual Sounds of Praise. Your MC? Yours truly, Nadine Blair. Reggae Wednesday's Reggae Praise is on Wednesday, February 28 at 6 p.m. at the Festival Marketplace at Kingston Waterfront. The Festival Marketplace is situated near the Kingston Craft Market on Ocean Boulevard, right near the Myers Wharf. Easy to find, and admission is free. So make your plans to come out in your numbers for a night of worship in the key of reggae. What a night, what a glory that will be indeed. Reggae Praise, Wednesday, February 28 at 6 p.m. Festival Marketplace. See you there. A Love 101 endorsed event.
If you know that this music belongs to the Lord, let me see your hands up. If you know reggae music belongs to the Lord.
What is the Tower of Babel? What lessons do we need to learn from the Bible story? And what was its purpose? Tuesday, February 20 on The Rock. Join guests Pastor Dane Wilson and Pastor Luke Smith as they discuss the topic, the Tower of Babel. That's The Rock, Tuesday, February 20 at 10 a.m. here on the family station, Love 101.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. Let's now join Jokal for a look at how our Facebook, YouTube, and WhatsApp friends answered today's question. Should Mr. Donald J. Trump just give up the presidential race or not? Jokal?
All right, so we do have some responses from our WhatsApp line. This first one comes to us from Edna in Montego Bay.
Good morning, man. Watch. Good morning, Love 101 listeners and staff. For me, I don't think Trump should enter the race for any president, but it's beyond me. The character of Trump, as far as I see, it's not fit. No, this man is not serious at all. He is a mockery and a gimmick to the democracy of America. Yes. And believe it or not, you have people who will want to see him back in the White House, regardless of what. It's like putting the case of Jesus and Barabbas. Yeah, Jesus was a good one, and all they wanted was the evil one. So the fulfilling of the scripture is all around us. So I wish them all the best, and let's wait and see.
All right, that one was from Edna. We do have this one from Cherry. Cherry in Spanish Town. She says it is right as a citizen, but what he needs to understand is that he needs to regard the laws of his country and what they stand for, and his behavior, good or bad, always counts. Characteristics are very important, whoever you may be. Olga in Kingston says, yes, Donald Trump should and must give up and come down to now be a new president. Then the whole American society will become corrupt for it flows down from him more than 80% of America. All right, thanks, Olga. This next one says, from the basis that he lives in a democratic society, once he wants to, has the supporters and not breaking any laws, then he should have a fair chance to run for presidency. And those are the responses here on our WhatsApp line.
Okay, mouthful there, Joka.
Definitely.
Yeah, thanks to those who responded. We appreciate the thoughts, interesting thoughts. And so, as we segue into the second watch, it's Black History Month. And on the Morning Watch this month, we are celebrating some of the best Jamaican Christian entities, persons, or movements that have been making a mark in our country. In so doing, in this, the first watch, or the second watch, we'll talk about the Errol Rattray Evangelistic Association. That's EREA. And so we have online the one and only Reverend Errol Rattray, President and CEO of the Errol Rattray Evangelistic Association. Good morning to you, my brother.
Good morning, the Reverend Dr. Dylan Toussaint, and congratulations to Love FM and to you for the work you are doing and making a difference to our people in this nation and beyond.
Thank you, and the same goes to you. Now, Reverend Rattray, well, tell us a little about yourself. Who really is Errol Rattray?
Well, I would have rather somebody said it more than me, but since you asked me,
yes,
Errol Rattray is what I have described myself as just a humble servant of God, one who God have raised from a little district named Banks in a place called Clarendon. First time I tell people I was from Banks, they were wondering if it was NCB or BNS or something. But it's a little place that is nested between Racecourse, Lionel Town. One of us going back to the Milk River, but the people know Milk River and we know Bonibus, but it's midway there. And Errol Rattray surrendered his life to Christ when he was a second, third form at Glenmere High School, and God have chose to raise me up as a voice, I would say. So in that setting at this point, and I'm pushing away, married 47 years to the same woman. I believe in family life. I presently head the National Prayer Vigil of Jamaica, of which the Governor General is a patron. I have served as the executive chairman of Anti-Cross Jamaica, a member, founding member of Jamaica Cause, and present executive member of Jamaica Evangelical Alliance, and past what is called chair of the National Executive of Jamaica Youth for Christ, one of the leaders in the Baptist Church in terms of Amby Park, and I've served on the executive of the Jamaica Baptist Union years ago, maybe one of the youngest person. And I head what is called now the Errol Rattray Evangelistic Association, which is pattern of the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association in a number of ways, and in truth and in fact, and I could tell you some more things. And I'm a friend and brother of Dylan Toussaint.
All right. I'm
I could tell you much more, but I stop there.
Yes.
And I serve on the Kingston Gazette Council.
Yes.
Plus.
Okay. All right. We're up at a break, Reverend Rattray. We'll be right back.
The
season of Lent runs from Ash Wednesday through to the Easter weekend, and Christians all over the world will make various sacrifices and join extra prayers and special fasts in observance of the most sacred time on the Christian calendar. Love 101 once again joins the Escarpment Road New Testament Church of God for renewal of the mind. After all, this is the aim, that our minds will be changed and revelation for a new mindset will be achieved. Join us every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 11:05 a.m., on Tuesday at 9:45 a.m., and Saturdays at 12 p.m. for renewal of the mind. A short reminder and devotional that will help to keep your mind focused on the Lenten season. Let us aim to be transformed and discern what the will of God is. Renewal of the mind, right here on the family station, Love 101.
Get busy with a Biscuit, this crew, this boost with a JN Compass. Now you can't lose when you want to grow more your business too.
JN Bank Small Business Loan.
Some loan for you.
Helping you succeed is our business. Tell us your business and let's help you start it, grow it, or boost it. Borrow as low as $10,000 and up to 100 million Jamaican dollars. Enjoy flexible payment terms and affordable rates. Apply now. WhatsApp 876-295-1298. JN Bank. We'll help you find a way.
Doing business in Jamaica is now better than ever. Thanks to feedback from you, we're cutting through the red tape and introducing digital, world-class systems to build a better environment to help your business thrive. Whatever you do, wherever you are, we're making doing business faster, simpler, better together.
Visit JamaicaBusinessReforms.com to learn how we are building better business together. Sponsored by Jamper and the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce.
As a fitness guy, I was surprised by my chronic illness diagnosis. I thought working out harder would fix it, but it wasn't enough. Now, my prescription meds are a part of my routine.
When I got my diagnosis, I really felt down and stopped spending time with the people I love. Then I decided not to let any disease get the best of me. And I'm committed to taking my meds as prescribed. On time, every time.
No hesitation. Take your medication. A message from the NHF. NHF is here for health. NHF is here for you.
Here is your opportunity to connect with someone who will listen, pray, and give guidance. It's the Ministry of Counseling and Prayer of the Edgewater Baptist Church. Please call 876-220-6474 or 876-332-7956. Weekdays between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Please talk to someone if you're finding it particularly challenging to cope during this period of crisis. Someone is waiting for your call. Please reach out today, 876-220-6474 or 876-332-7956. It's the telephone counseling and prayer ministry of the Edgewater Baptist Church. A reminder that somebody cares. Endorsed by Love 101.
When I come to the end of myself, Father, carry me.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint, and in this, the second watch, we are looking on the best of Jamaican Christian entities, and in so doing, we are focusing this morning on the Errol Rattray Evangelistic Association. In so doing, we have online the president and CEO of that association, EREA, Reverend Errol Rattray himself, who told us earlier that he's from Banks in Clarendon, and he wears many hats, all at the same time. Welcome back, Reverend Rattray.
Thank you so very much, Reverend.
Yeah. Now, why, when, and how did EREA come into existence?
Thank you for that question. Just to let you know that for 12 and a half years, I worked in the insurance industry. As a matter of fact, worked with the largest insurance company at the time, Mutual Life. And during that
Mhm.
period, as that is called a life insurance salesman. And during that period, I found myself when I went to, they use the word sell insurance or ask persons to buy insurance, they would
Mhm.
share their problems with me. And from a Christian perspective, I would have share with them and pray with them and share how they could get out you by way of surrendering their life to Christ. During that period, while I was there, I was active in Youth for Christ from a volunteer standpoint, and God had with Jerry Gallimore, persons like those, and
Mhm.
was being used in terms of speaking to young people, and not only speaking to young people, but a Reverend um, Carutas, the one who, one of our Baptist ministers, maybe saw some things in me and gave me some opportunities.
Mm.
People were saying, boy, you're really called to preach. I would carry my little guitar and a box in the back of my car, although I couldn't play the guitar, but I get some little play and then I go preach. and so and so there was a calling upon my life, and then I went to preach at a church, which I'm going back to preach this year, Brownstone Baptist Church. And I remember the night when I preached, people ran from out before I started to preach. I just said some things, and people started to run from out of the road and start to come and give their life to the Christ. So I said to the Reverend Ed, Allen, what should I do? Reverend Allen said, God told you to do what you just do, so just follow what God said.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
did not, I did not preach. I didn't give an altar call yet, but people were surrendering their life to Christ, and
Mm.
I came on the kind and realized there was a call. Baptist Union did a thing where in God Love You, Guyana.
Mhm.
Some persons with the Reverend Clemenson went to Guyana years ago, about 15 Baptist ministers. And I went to while there, I made a commitment, said, God, if you really want me to preach, Amsterdam was coming up. That's where they were inviting persons from across the world, some 10,000 persons from across the world, and Billy Graham was trying to unearth evangelists. And I say, if you, God, if you really call me to this thing, let me go to Amsterdam.
Mhm.
I, out of the blue, I was invited to Amsterdam, then at Youth for Christ. So I went to Amsterdam and made a commitment that I would seek to do what God would want me to do. And as it relates to leaving, well, the Guyana story is another story. It could take a hour, where persons came almost to destroy the service and end up becoming Christians. Where mother of they call them Punti, that's the priest in the world,
Mm.
said, I hear about God. I hear about your God. I hear this miracle you're talking about. I had said that if God has the power to allow a black cow to eat green grass and give white milk, and the same white milk, if you churn it, I talk about if you cut and I talk about this God who has the power in one animal to have so much color, and persons were so excited. They came and the church could not hold a crowd, and they had to be asking the police commissioner to give a space to go and open here. So there was a kind of thing happening that was what frightening to me, I must confess. And I came back and I said, if I went to Amsterdam, I would commit my total life to Christ to go into full time. Full time is a process.
Why an association though? Why form an association? You could
Okay,
still be
so
preaching
I
as
I
other
saw
evangelism.
I saw where Billy Graham I saw where Billy Graham established an association that would network and reach the world. I came to an understanding that although there are different denominations per church, if there was an organization that was set up to do a similar thing like the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association, and this thing just came into my system and say yes. I know there are people who figure, why call it the Royal Rotary Evangelism Association? Why put it after your name? It was really because of the pattern. And so I came back from Amsterdam, having been invited, spoke to the Reverend Dr. Peter Gart about establishing this organization, asked him to be our first chairman. And so it was established in order to be a unifying force within just Jamaica, but in the Caribbean. And where there are strong pockets of what I call.
So when was this? When was it officially?
It was started in the year 2000, November. So it is now 23 years.
Okay.
Yeah, we're 23 years.
How is it funded, staffed, and function on a daily basis?
Okay, we don't get any overseas funding. We believe the people who support it are people who believe in what we're doing, and so we have a breakfast at the first part of the year. We have another one at the end of the year. We appeal to churches, but I must let you know that I don't know if we have 10 churches that give a monthly support, but we have people within the churches who make some kind of commitment. And it is safe to say when we do any major event, and I will tell you about those, we have some one of few companies who help to offset those. And in terms of funding, it's a faith move, and we have gone through the faith as a faith organization. God has proved himself time and time again. Sometimes it seemed like we are going to go under, but he always keep us afloat. And just let me just share, since you asked, we carry a weekly television program that goes into 30 countries, and it is an MTM. It is repeated twice, Thursday night from 9 to 9:30, and on Tuesday from 12:30 to 1. We carry a radio program that comes on Roots FM, and we are looking at expanding both radio and television now. And we carry a yearly boys conference, which at least touch the life of 1,000 boys in our high schools. What we try to do is we take 15, 20 boys from high schools, bring them to a conference with their guidance counselor and their dean of discipline. And you have been, I think, on one of our conference. We are doing 2 this year, one in Western Jamaica, one in, it's 18 years now we have been doing that, and one in Kingston, and it spans across the nation. We not only do a boys conference, but we do overseas crusades. So we are very strong in the Caribbean, in Antigua, in Grenada, in places like St. Vincent, Trinidad. We are involved. We are going to Guyana this year for a major mission, and we have done crusades in other countries like Africa, America, England. So our crusade, but we are strong on mass evangelism, which is, as you know, it's really personal evangelism on a mass scale. That's what mass evangelism is all about. And aside from that, we are strong in prayer and fasting. We believe that things are wrought through prayer and fasting. We believe a lot of prayers are being held in Jamaica, but there is a lack of united prayer and fasting. So every month, once a month, we bring the entire Clarendon together with the ministers fraternal in Maypen. We are now about to go one that will cover Kingston. We have done one in Montego Bay, bringing St. James. Aside from that, we are strong on social outreach.
Yeah, definitely. Tell you what though, Rev, we are running out of time. In less than a minute. Anything you want to tell us about the future plans, projections for EREA?
Yeah, I'll tell you that presently God have brought us into what we call a parish. We are going across the entire island, parish by parish. And so 2 years ago, we were in St. Catherine pulling 5 fraternals together. Last year, we were in Clarendon, Clarendon for Jesus. And we went in March. We thought we'd have finished by June. We are still there in that God has given us an initiative. We're going to 17 schools, October, November. We are going to 35 schools, February, March, across Clarendon. We feel that the harvest is ripe. We are seeing principals responding to the gospel, making decisions. We're seeing the children. And we are now established what we call an outreach center. with someone that has done to use a building. It is so much so in a
Yeah,
short.
man, you have to leave it there. Leave it at that.
It is.
So much.
Just
So
to let
much.
you know that we are going to St. Thomas for Jesus is this year. Not only that, but we are doing the school ministries, 35
Okay.
schools across Clarendon. Aside from that,
You have to leave it there.
we are also doing what we call what God would want to do, mission to Guyana, and we are
Got
getting
to leave it
further.
there, Rev. They're going to throw me out. I got to leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us this morning, Reverend Ratchy, and keep up the good work. And may God continue to bless the ministry that He has entrusted to you.
All right, we try and we think, but if I could just offer a prayer, Father, I pray for this nation. I pray for those who are not yet in the faith, that they will come into faith. We pray that this election will be peaceful. And we pray, God, that this radio station will continue to make a difference in the life of others. And God, we want to give you thanks and praise for what you will continue to do through the ministries you have established in this nation. And we tell you thanks again. For those who are sick, we pray for their healing. Those who are struggling, we pray that your intervention.
Thank you for listening to the Morning Watch. The time is now 8 a.m. and we're now invited to listen to Forward in Faith, brought to you by the New Testament Church of God.